From Nutrien Ag Solutions, this is Senior Meteorologist Andrew Pritchard with your Canadian Prairie weather story for Monday, January 31st, 2022. Happy Monday, happy last day of January. We'll check in with temperatures across the region. A little more mild as you head across portions of southern Alberta, far southwestern Saskatchewan, where temperatures are just a bit above freezing, though. We have another shot of cold air coming in from the north and west. We've got an area of low pressure kind of situated right about here, and so you can see the warm air advection drawing the warmer temps out of the southwest. Colder temperatures going to be wrapping in around the backside of that storm system. We'll have strong winds coming across Alberta, eventually into Saskatchewan during the last half of the day today. Strong northwesterly winds spreading across Manitoba. Tomorrow, we'll talk about that in a moment, it's going to be ushering in another shot of bitterly cold air across the region, such that tomorrow morning, this is your 24-hour temperature change in Fahrenheit here, but temperatures anywhere from 25 to 35 degrees colder than they are this morning. Tomorrow morning, with that shot of cold air spreading in from the north and the west, this will be making its way down toward me, all the way down here in the Midwest United States as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. We'll look at the satellite picture, infrared satellite picture on Monday morning. Here is the disturbance right now. I mentioned the area of low pressure situated right about there. Much colder air being dragged in on the backside of that. Warm air advection out on the leading edge. A little bit of snow accumulating with that as well. Generally near Highway 16. That's where the heaviest snow is falling here this morning, and that'll continue off to the south and to the east as we head through the next 24 hours. There are some light snow showers, though, as you extend further south. So southern Alberta, southwest Saskatchewan, this was the storm system we talked about maybe bringing, not a drought-busting dose of snow, but at least a shot of some minor accumulating snow. But a northward shift there has left us with just scattered, accumulating snow, scattered light totals across southern Alberta, southwest Saskatchewan. The usual suspects with some terrain influence could see a little bit more than that, but again, just a slight northward shift in that storm track has brought the snow from what we hoped would be a little bit more like this, again, north toward the Highway 16 corridor. And we'll take a look at the forecast here from the NAM. We can see that here early on Monday morning. The NAM model has that snow across central Saskatchewan into central Alberta. Go ahead and bring it back here. We'll click through time with this one over the next 3.5 days. Again, we head through midday today into the overnight. That snow quickly spreads into portions of southern Manitoba, clearing out of Manitoba as we get into the last half of the day on Tuesday. So a lot of sunshine across the prairie on Tuesday in the wake of that system. High pressure will keep things clear and probably on the mostly sunny side through Wednesday as well. And then as we get toward the end of the week into the weekend, we really just resume this frustrating pattern with kind of clipper systems coming out of the northwest, bringing light flurries, light doses of snow at a time, a generally quiet period here to finish out the week across the prairie as far as precipitation goes. From the National Blended Model, total snowfall forecast here as we head through Tuesday morning. Again, heaviest near and north of Highway 16. Edmonton, Saskatoon, you could probably see anywhere from 5 to 15 centimeters of snow here. Locally heavier across the border there of Saskatchewan and Manitoba, where maybe we see 15 to 20 centimeters of snow. And then across the area where we really want to get some of this snow to stack up, just scattered light snowfall amounts here. Maybe some heavier bursts there leading to terrain influence, or as a result of terrain influence or nearby. But generally speaking, this is going to be a disappointing event across much of southern Alberta and southwest Saskatchewan. Compare the NBM on the left with the European model on the right. Again, good agreement here. Heaviest snow near and north of Highway 16. Lighter totals as you head south from there down toward the U.S. border. And then as we look at the next week altogether, this takes us through February 7th. Really, the pattern continues. As I said, we just go back into the same regime with northwest to southeast tracking clipper systems, bringing really disappointing snowfall totals, especially across southern Alberta and southwest Saskatchewan. This is not a pattern that is going to end the drought across this region. And we can see what I mean here as we look at the 500 millibar height pattern. Again, we got excited when we saw some troughing developing across this region, across the Pacific Northwest and Western Canada. But really, even as we get started, this is a bit of a problem here. And the reason that we're not seeing or realizing the snow that we had hoped to across southern Alberta, southern Saskatchewan. If I were to draw the perfect pattern to get some real heavy snow into southern Alberta, southwest Saskatchewan, it would be taking this trough right here, really shifting it back to do something like this. so that the wind flow in the upper levels is coming around the base of that trough, doing something like this. That would help us develop low pressure in this region, such that surface flow then comes backing up against the Rockies here, and we kind of stack up some heavier totals in that area. So a dream pattern would be taking this trough and kind of pivoting the axis back to the south and to the west, and maybe shifting the entire thing west, a couple of 100 miles. So close, yet so far. And then even more problematic is the fact that this trough gets out of here, and then we replace it with a big ridge. We go right back into a pattern that features ridging across Western Canada over British Columbia. That's going to lead to a warm-up, but that's just going to keep things dry across the region. This is in no way going to bust the drought over the next 10 to 15 days. We'll see that here when we look at the European model, the precipitation forecast. We'll bring it back here to Monday. Here's our current system, bringing that heavier snow to the Highway 16 corridor through the next 24 hours. And then on the backside, high pressure slides in here. It's going to be cold, and it will be quiet as we head through the mid and late part of the week. This is Wednesday now, getting into Thursday. Here you see some of that flurry activity making its way into portions of Alberta as we get toward the weekend. Maybe another little, northwest to southeast tracking clipper as we get into the weekend, bringing some light snow, but nothing showing up here as far as sustained heavy precipitation, especially across southern Alberta and southwest Saskatchewan. So the tune has changed, unfortunately. A week or two ago, we had some reason for optimism, but at this point, I'll be real with you. Across this region of southern Alberta, southwest Saskatchewan, my optimism has really evaporated until at least we get to the middle of February. So the next 2 weeks looking really pretty quiet, light doses of snow here, but nothing in the way of a drought-busting storm. Now, on the topic of drought busting, I hate to be, bragging at this point, but still looking for our first inch of snow here where I live, where we're recording this video in central Illinois. We've got the potential for, a foot or more of snow as we get into the middle part of the week down here. So just, it's a miss on the pattern. It was a miss on developing that trough in this region. Instead, it's going to do something more like this, and we're going to go right back to ridging, which is going to send those little clipper systems up and over the top of that ridge, missing us here across southern Alberta, southwest Saskatchewan. Your temperatures as we finish this up. Again, another shot of cold air comes blasting in here over the next 24 hours. It will be chilly through the middle part of the week, but with that ridge setting in as we get into the later part of the week, temperature is going to be warming up rather quickly. So a tale of two different temperature patterns here in days 0 to 5 and then in days 6 through 10. Looking at things here in Calgary, again, here's that shot of cold air lasting through midweek, warming up as we head into the end of the week and the weekend. Edmonton, very similar look. It'll be the same as we go through the rest of the cities here. Saskatoon, here's Regina, and then we'll finish with Winnipeg. You get that shot of cold air, especially here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but you too will warm back up, at least a little closer to seasonal averages here, still on the cold side. It will be the first week of February after all. Have a great Monday, a wonderful start to your week.